Hey everybody, welcome to Chortle Cast. Kind of. We're trying something new tonight. This is the official kind of... See, Jake's not here, so I can basically say whatever I want. Uh, this is normally the show that we do every week, where we talk about video games, anime, TV, whatever the heck we want to talk about. I almost want to say music videos whenever I say that, and I have no idea why, because we've never once spoken about a music video in this show. But I'm joined today by Jeremy. That's Jeremy right there. Jeremy, say something, because you haven't said anything. You've been muting yourself quite well.
Something.
There we go. Excellent. Jeremy is here. So Chortlecast is going to look a little bit different today. Little bit, because we tried to start a little bit earlier so that more people could attend, because we've been having to go late recently so that we can accommodate Jake since he's got a baby. But we decided we're going to kind of split Chortlecast into halves, I guess is what you can call it. And this is just us trying something, you know? Hold on, I'm posting Discord. Go ahead and talk, Jeremy.
It just feels like it's a format we want to try. Just see if it works.
Yeah, you know, that way we don't stream too late, and we actually are able to talk to the people who can't tune in so late. So the first half is going to be me and Jeremy just playing Aliens Fireteam Elite, which is the unexpected hit of the summer. It's so good. It's
my favorite new PS5 game.
It's great. It's so good. So we're going to be playing that, showing you guys some of the game, and then when Jake is available, probably in about an hour, he's going to hop in, and we are going to talk news. And obviously, this week there was some pretty big news in the form of the PlayStation 5 showcase. Yes, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm very excited to talk about it, because what a showcase.
There's a lot. I don't know. I rewatched a couple of them earlier on, and there was a couple of games in there that were big question marks to me.
Absolutely. But I think
I'd like to see them included.
Yes.
As a game that another person would like, but just not for me.
Right. I guess to me, and we'll say this as a teaser before we get into the game. To me, the PlayStation Showcase was as good as people are feeling it was, because it was finally like, thank goodness Sony talked about what's next.
Yeah. Because
we hadn't gotten that, and
it was a big forehead wipe, whew.
Absolutely. It was like, thank goodness you guys are actually doing something.
Like, oh yeah, no, 2023.
Yeah.
Which there were a few promises in there for 2023, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. So we will talk about that later. I know in the past with the podcast we've said that we won't be able to chat as much because we try to keep it more like a podcast. We've kind of been changing the format of the podcast slowly just to accommodate our lives. So this first half of the show tonight is going to be very interactive. Unlike normally, because when we're talking gaming news, we don't like to stop too much because we don't want to get bogged down in the weeds. But for now, thank you. Here's my pistol, if you would like to see it, Vortex. There it is, the Kramer 50 Magnum. It's pretty cool. I gave it that black and gold, and then it's got the wings of Nostromo. I didn't have to look that up. The wings of Nostromo on it. I'm a big fan of
the Wayland Yutani.
I don't use Wayland Yutani.
That skin? I thought that's what you're...
Oh, the gold? Yeah. The marble black and gold. The Wayland Yutani Executive is the other one that I like, but this specifically is the marble black and gold.
I think I used the Executive.
Yeah, I use the Executive on some of my guns. But that was good. That was good, Brody. I assume that's Brody because you're on Twitch. Hey, Chortle Games over on Twitch. So yeah, let's go and get started, Jeremy. We haven't played this game much. I've played it a decent amount today, but we got it literally yesterday. And we already love it. It's great. So we're just going to dive into a mission.
Big fan.
All right, you want to do a easy challenge card, maybe?
Looks like he's been searching for a safe place to hide from all the Xenos aboard.
Sure.
Our mission hasn't changed. Find him, get him out alive.
I'm looking for one. Your primary and secondary weapons are disabled.
No.
Your kit abilities are disabled. No. Your weapons have their maximum ammo halved.
Complete the mission in 15 minutes or less.
Bug Stomper. As a team, headshot kill at least 125 Xenomorph runners. And complete. You think we can do that?
I can do that.
Yeah. And that's combined. So, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Bug Stomper. That's going to be our active modifier. I'm going to run Technician. Jeremy, you're Gunner? Yes? Yes.
Gunner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got Alpha. Can we... So Mike and I learned today. I've been playing with Mike. Beta is better than Alpha. Because Alpha thinks he has the biggest penis in the world. He will charge everything. Like, they actually behave differently, and it is hilarious to me to think that they actually did that intentionally.
Yeah.
Because Alpha will charge in, get in the way, and Beta is stupid. Beta will literally throw a grenade at his feet when nothing is there. It's hilarious. Yeah. Also, let me know how the audio is, guys.
You out there? Staff Sergeant
I haven't been able to check a lot of the setup, but we're just going to go with it. So, Daniel from FFG just sent me a voice chat.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that must be the Tribes of Midgard group that we had. I'm sorry to hear that, Courtney. So this is Aliens Fireteam, for those who are just tuning in. This is a game set in the Aliens universe, obviously, that came out a few weeks ago, that kind of came in under the radar, and it's awesome. It's really good.
Really good.
Vortex, I brought the assault shotgun just for you. So this one goes out to everyone's favorite toaster. That's Vortex. Did we establish that Vortex is actually canonically a toaster? Is that a thing? I know that was going to be a joke in our intro that we were going to make that we never got started on, but hopefully we'll soon. I'm glad to hear that, Vortex. All right, cover me. Ooh, getting in the shot with the... That was good.
Yeah, a lot clearer. Listen, to get to me, you'll have to go through the network security room.
Okay, we're good? Okay, cool. Oof, I'm sorry, Courtney.
Yep.
Got you. Oh, we got Beta. Yeah, it gave us Beta. See, he loves to throw grenades.
Jesus.
Beta's better. He doesn't think he's tougher than he is. All right. Do you want me on point, or do you? Well, you've got a shotgun. You can probably go point. Yes, they put literal bots in place of missing players that are synthetics, just like in the Alien movies. And they even talk like robots. Like, if they are almost dead and they're using a medkit, they say, counteracting death or something like that. It's pretty funny. I'm going to move to the point. Explore a little bit for a cache if you can. Oh, shoot.
Was that you? I heard a lot of banging.
Just the sound of bugs meeting the bottom of a combat boot.
Alright, I'm going to set up on the objective. So how are things, everybody? We good? Having a good week so far? Good Monday? It's Monday, right? That's the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good Monday?
Yeah.
Cool.
Not too bad. It's a very Monday.
Yeah. Most are.
Yeah.
I assume we didn't find any intel or cache or anything?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
That's alright. Vortex is doing good. That's good. That's great. Alright, so their main point of attack is probably going to be this way. So if you want to keep eyes forward, I can put a turret behind you and kind of watch the flanks.
I have a hardened electroshock sentry gun.
Excellent. By the way, consumables are carried over from missions. So what you don't use that you find, I didn't know that till today. I thought that was really cool. I'm going to try to put my turret in mid so that you can get the buff from it. I don't know if you were there when I was explaining to Mike, but that buff that you got on your health bar, that is for being close to my turret. It is damage mitigation.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, just
Put
figure
this,
out.
like, here.
Yeah. All right, and I'm good to go whenever you are.
Alright. I'll hit it.
All right.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I can
We
see
got
you
some
on my
shock
monitors
mines.
now. Wait, xenomorphs, heading to you.
Let us handle it.
Remember headshots.
Oh, yep. I can't believe I just did that.
Left side. Got it.
Okay.
Right side.
Spitter, ceiling. You watch point. I'll watch the sides. Since I've got a shotgun, I'm not super for headshots best anyway.
Left side. Watch the ceiling.
Left side, I got it. Firster, we're good.
Oh god.
Coming.
On your right flank.
Right side. Oh, who tried to kill you, Cam? Just out of curiosity. Spitter. Discord and the furries. Did the furries that you did artwork for try to kill you?
Wow. Our
Go ahead and help
budget
take a med kit.
station went very differently. Sorry. Have you seen a gray striped xenomorph?
Straight. No.
Their baby goes with his grenade again.
Did you make any arrests?
We can't discuss operations on an open channel.
Cover me.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Sorry. Got a text. Still getting used to this new phone. And since there's a dual screen version and a kind of 3/4 screen version, I'm texting with two different keyboards, depending on how I've got the phone. So I'm prone to typos. And remember, the headshots have to be all runners. So if you're internally counting, don't count specials. Yes, it does, because
Top
it's...
right.
Oh, is it? I'm glad I have you here, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
Yes, the blood hurts you, Vortex. So if you walk over where one died, you get hurt.
Yeah, the bluey green ones explode and spread
Yeah.
their blood.
Yep. There's a modifier where you can turn everything
Yep,
into
close.
bursters. Oh, shoot. 2 prowlers. I didn't realize they were both prowlers. Well, technically, the acid wouldn't... If it's that fast acting, the acid would have cut straight through the floor, so there wouldn't have been acid to stand on. Just like there wouldn't be floor to stand on. Gosh, dang it. I got proud.
I did too.
They're sending a lot at us. This does not feel like it's scaled to 2.
This is mission 2 though.
Yeah.
This is where they start like, yeah, this is
Alright, you learned the game. Buckle up.
Yeah. Alright, Buttercup.
Turn up.
Turn up.
Yeah, we're not going to get this bonus.
I'm trying.
I know.
They just move very quickly.
Yep. Bypassing death, that's what he says. Well, that's what I'm saying, Cam. So, it's a give and take. Shock traps. Of course, way too late. Oh, thank God for shock traps.
Wow.
That was fantastic. So that's nice.
Wow.
Wow. If we ever see a corner that we have to turn, but we can't like actually scout it, we could use shock traps to protect us from getting hit by prowlers.
You want to cut that so I can...
Yep. Let me set up turret and I will get you cut. Get it cut. Get you cut. That's
Yeah.
I'll cut you, Jeremy. All right, cutting.
I'll cut.
Doors open.
Working Joes. Ain't those Sikhs and robots?
Yeah, well, Sieg's in used to
Oh,
Katanga.
Let's
Oh, I like
yeah, let's How many headshots do you have?
Mine says 32.
It's not counting correctly. Because I've definitely gotten... Maybe? There is no first-person option, which it seemed weird to me to make this game third-person, but it doesn't...
But first person wouldn't make sense on this. I feel like it just wouldn't work as well.
There's aspects, like... I feel like the third person really helps with the scope of the environments. Like, it helps this feel a lot more cramped. But first person would have been scarier, but this game still does a good job of being scary, honestly. Clear on left. Oh, wait. Ceiling. I'm up to 37 now.
Yeah, mine says 37 as
So,
well.
Dang. I was hoping that it was counting individually.
Are 120 below zero, so
Ooh. Alright, ammo.
you'll have to
And
cut
med
the
kits,
refrigerator
right here.
to me. I broke the valve, tossed the wheel in the side room. Sorry.
Ooh. These aren't warriors. I'm pretty sure that in Aliens, like the movie, the Xenos that they fought in those were Xenomorph warriors. Warriors are in this game, but because they needed kind of just a regular fodder, these are, I guess, runners or babies, whatever you want to call them. Because
they're like teenage.
Yeah, if every enemy in this was a runner, then there would be no chance. There either wouldn't be able to be enough enemies to make the gameplay as compelling, or they would have had to nerf the warriors. Oh. Yeah. But there are Xeno warriors and like spitters, bursters. There's all the different kinds. I love this pistol. It's such a good pistol. I'm looking through all these doors to see if there's any caches. I have yet to see a Queen Vortex. I've yet to see the disgusting...
We are on mission 2.
Yeah, well, level 2, mission 1.
Yeah, level 2.
Because there's currently 4 missions, 3 levels per mission. I would be shocked if there was no queen. I do know that the 4th mission takes you to a hive. So, there's got to be a queen there. Hey, I'm going to crank this valve. Cover me.
Behind you!
Almost. All right, we got it. That stinger sound effect is a headshot, by the way, guys. So each time I get those, the tally should go up for challenge. Head over to me. Burster.
State of the badass art.
It's already getting red hot in there. Move fast, fire team.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you weren't in the door. Alright, come on. I'll take one.
I'm gonna grab ammo real quick.
Yep. Oh, shoot. That would have been a cool thing, Vortex, but this game, I get the impression from it that they are going to add more classes. I doubt we'll get something quite like that.
They left that list a little bit too full. Above you.
Yep. And there's already a class that is hidden behind completing the campaign or something. It's the Recon. It's probably going to be my main, based on the little that I know about it. There is a Phalanx, which does get a ballistic shield, but it's not... Oh, shoot.
How were none of those headshots for you?
I got one.
We're not doing terrible.
Yeah, we're really not. We're about halfway. Beta! Bypassing death.
Wait, you're banging in the ducts.
Shoot. Yeah, let's pull back. Throwing out shocks. The shocked ones move slower. Try to use that to your advantage if you see it.
Attention, right flank.
Right flank. Yep. Straight ahead. Run low on pistol. But I feel like I'm making my shots count. Hey, he said right before he missed like 6 shots.
Again, it's just...
Vortex says, Beta looks so innocent, LOL, but not innocent enough for me to want to tell him.
Maybe I'm just... I don't know.
Hello, Dark and Light. Glad you could join us. This is Aliens Fireteam Elite, which sounds like a mobile game, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like the most generically named game you've ever heard? But it's so good. It's very good. If you're here, you're on Twitch, so I assume that you found us because you were looking for coverage of the game. That's usually how it goes with people and us on Twitch. We don't have the following on Twitch. But if you're looking for recommendations, I'm just gonna say right out the gate, yes, it's great. Get it. Specifically if you have people to play it with. Solo, it's not great.
Only 40?
I mean, it's $40. It isn't the best solo, obviously.
It's definitely worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're probably here just like, I made the game, idiot. Like, why are you telling me to buy it? If so, I apologize. Great work. Great work. On this game, you did a good job. I tip my hat that I'm not currently wearing to you.
Tips Fedora.
Tips Fedora. I'm not the Fedora wearer of this channel. Here they come in front of me. Oh my gosh. Destroyed my turret. Throwing out shocks. You'll meet the Stripe Xeno, don't worry. Oh, speak of the devil. There she is. It's Monica.
Why would you go for me first?
I'm gonna pull back a little bit.
Beta's trying to get me.
Right, she's right. Beta's just taking a knee.
Followed me. They made it in the lab on LD-895. Came up here with us. We didn't know until the woman came out of. Her name was Monica.
So for those that missed that because of all the chaos, Monica the Striped Xeno is named Monica because that was the name of the woman that it chest bursted out of.
Intel.
Thank you. Coming to you. Hello, hey down. This is Aliens Fireteam Elite. It is a newer third-person, three-player shooter that came out on pretty much every platform except for Switch. Like, you know, it came out on the trifecta: Xbox, PlayStation, PC. It may have come out on Switch. I always underestimate the Switch. It's good. It's very good, especially considering what you're probably expecting from a game that is based on a movie franchise. This is fantastic. They did not phone it in at all. So if you got a crew, it's 3 players, and I think it utilizes that 3 number really well because there are twice as many classes as there are slots in a fire team, which I like because it makes it to where very rarely will you find that every fire team needs any one class specifically, except for a medic, because medics are always useful because everyone always has health, you know? But even then, sometimes you'll find that a medic is not the answer sometimes. So I guess all that to say, every class, their absence is felt in a good way. Oh, Jake is ready to go, so we may be diving into news sooner rather than later. Jake, I'm going to add you to the call, but I would suggest that we don't start the news segment till we finish this level. We are pretty close. Jeremy... Oh, God! Okay. Cover me, Jeremy. I'm going to invite Jake to the call. You may need to rejoin his voice. Beta's getting tackled. So Prowlers, for any of you Left 4 Dead fans out there, Prowlers are hunters. They just kind of lurk around, and they prowl, they hunt, they pounce. Any of those names would have been fitting. They seek, they destroy, you know. This is actually the finale room, so we need to get 28 headshots. Dang it, Beta! Jeremy, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and heal up. Well, if you don't have a med kit, you can go ahead and take one and heal up if you need to.
Hey, kids here. Grabbing ammo. Hey, kids here. Patching up.
The room I'm in, it's only supposed to be opened by company admins. Unlocking takes a couple minutes.
So I'm not going to place turrets till we get these headshots. So we need to do our best to get that taken care of before we shore up our defenses, which is going to be rough. Go ahead and hit the door whenever you're ready. When you do that, I'm going to throw out shock traps at the primary attack points.
All right.
Let me know when you're hitting it, okay? Shock's out. Okay. Good luck. Right side, I think. Yep. Oh, wow, they're coming from everywhere, really. Beta, stop being useful for once in your... Like, for the one time that you're useful. Stop it. That's what I'm trying to say. Just go back to throwing grenades at your feet again. I like that Beta better. 21 more. Prowler's coming in. Prowler's got me. Throwing out shocks.
Get the headshots.
Working on it.
Damn it, made it.
Going for the spitter. I feel bad that I haven't gotten to use this shotgun very much because I've been focusing headshots. I feel like it's a good shotgun. $15. $14. I really wish that specials counted. We'd have it if specials counted. So, oh crap, Monica's here. I'm placing turret just because I feel like we need it. I'm down. Jeez. Dang.
Yeah, we're not gonna get this.
No. If you hurry, you might be able to revive me. Use my body.
I'm trying to.
Oh!
Get headshots.
Boy!
If anything, just get headshots.
Oh, God.
Yes.
No! I was doing so well!
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were so close.
Son of a whore! How many headshots did we even get by the end of that?
120.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to try that mission again. Which, you know, it probably works out because now we don't have to communicate quite as much, and we can actually talk news. I got 95 of those headshot kills.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Jake, I'm going to hand it over to you. It's time for the news segment.
Ow.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Jake.
I already
As
did
always,
this!
The Stream King,
I
the Far Cry guy, the Rogue Lad Dad, the Rogue Light guy, the Double Dog Dad, and the Xenomorph with the Xenommost, Steven. What's up, buddy?
That sucked. That
was great.
sucked.
It was great. We're also joined by the sickest dude in video games,
You-
the god of headshot and loot, Jeremy.
You're
We call him
joining
Big
us.
Jeremy. What's up, buddy?
We were here first. Joining us is also Jake. Something rhymes with Jake Snake. Jake.
Wow, that was great.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, sorry, I just had to do it. I had to get it out. You know, when I'm like Polka Dot Man in a lot of ways. You know, I have a sickness, and if I don't just let all those words out once a month or once a week, it just it boils over. I become
So
suicidal.
do you weaponize those words?
Homicidal.
Do you say those words and they come out as like acid bullets?
Hey, if you happen
Pretty
to
much, yeah.
acquire one of
I
those
have
glitching
I have a
gas
special
MLB
bucket here in the
Bucket
edit
of
bay
those
that
words
I-
specifically. It's like one of those shows on PBS Kids where they speak and the words are like actually there, but yours kill people.
Something like that.
Okay,
Exactly.
awesome.
Words kill. You know what I mean? Words are
Yeah.
harmful.
Every time he
Words-
gives me a
words-
new nickname, He literally kills somebody.
I think I more so save a life, you know, because...
See, I think of it more as like you're standing in front of a bunch of death row inmates whenever we start the podcast, and you're the firing squad. That's how I see it. It's very dark. Like, really, you probably shouldn't be giving me nicknames because, you know, there's enough death in the world.
There's enough death in the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been enjoying this chatty podcast with Steve and Jeremy. But now it's time to get into some news. We're going to talk about the PlayStation Showcase. We're going to recap everything that was talked about there.
That felt... I got a vibe from that was like, well, enough of this suck fest.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
It's more of a just to get a banter, and then release banter, and now we're over here. We're in the action.
Of course.
Yeah, we're gonna recap everything at the PlayStation Showcase, which was a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff to get through. And then, have you guys talked about the Hawkeye trailer yet? Were you saving that?
We've saved all the news for you.
Oh,
yeah,
so sweet. We're gonna talk about the Hawkeye trailer, which was a lot of fun, a lot of Christmassy jingly janglies, and we're gonna talk all about it. So
jingly janglies sounds like what Santa Claus calls his testicles.
Well, I
hey, Mrs. Claus,
for anyone who
I'm playing
doesn't
with jingle
know,
and jangle.
So funny you say that, Steven, because as many of you know, I have a 3-month-old named Asher. Right, he's a boy.
Where is this going?
He has a male genitalia that we call his dingly dangly. So jingly jangly dingly dangly, it all comes together. You know what I mean?
Okay. Interesting. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. PlayStation had a showcase finally.
Oh yeah.
Where they talked about all sorts of new things coming to the PlayStation. I'm just gonna go down the list. You boy, like we normally do, you boys just stop me if I pass something you're interested in, want to dive into deeper. Vortex is like, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. So, if you want to talk about something more in depth, just stop me. So, here we
Can we also
go.
stop you if you start talking about your son's genitals again?
The dingly danglies? Yes, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. All right, so they opened the show hot and heavy with the remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
A game that is well loved, well respected. Getting a full remake. I forget who the voice actress was that was in the trailer. They've confirmed it's the same as who was in the game. I never played Knights of the Old Republic. I'm very excited about it.
But I know you. It was Revan, right?
That was Revan who appeared in the thing,
yeah.
but that was not his voice. Whoever was the voice.
But Darth Revan is a big deal. Like, everybody loves Revan.
Right. Huge. I know Revan's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's about all.
I actually have some more information on the Knights of the Old Republic remake. Well, for one, it is truly a remake. It is not a remaster. They are rebuilding the game. 2, BioWare and EA, I believe is what they said, are not involved. So this is like a new team.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's a new team recreating a version of Knights of the Old Republic that, of course, they said the buzzwords, a team of industry veterans, you know, that whole thing. But the fact that BioWare is not involved makes me happy because it sounds like it may not be an EA title, which means I can buy it.
That would be exciting, wouldn't it?
Check around for cash, Jeremy. I'm going to go up to the objective.
I'm very excited to play this one. I never got to play it.
Yeah, I'm curious what they'll do with the gameplay. Like, if it'll be...
So, like what is the gameplay, Steven? Because I get this confused with the
Old Republic
MMO. Yes.
It's honestly very similar.
Okay.
Because it plays like an MMO, where it's party-based.
This isn't the game that we watch trailers about.
Correct. That is the Old Republic,
right?
Which came after Knights of the Old Republic 2. So they are similar, like they share some characters and stuff like that. It's the same era, but the Old Republic was, well, obviously it was an MMO, but also it had more than just the story of a main character, because in both 1 and 2 of Knights of the Old Republic, you play as a Jedi.
Gotcha.
But Knights of the Old Republic's gameplay felt like an MMO, to where it was party based. But did you ever play Dragon Age?
Yes.
Okay. My understanding of Dragon Age, because I haven't played much of it, because Dragon Age is an extremely overrated franchise, it's like that, to where it's a party-based game where you can pause mid-combat, and you are, like, you swing, the enemy swings, or shoots, whatever, but you can use abilities during the combat. So it's kind of like an active turn-based combat.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm very curious about it. I'm very excited to see what it's like and give it a shot. So, then they talked about Eve's project, which is this.
I believe Kalen called it Thick Souls.
Yeah, Thick Souls. It had this like Japanese anime girl who's fighting like these horror alien things on a not too distant future, devastated Earth, pitting players against unknown foes. You can apparently join forces with friends along the road and take on the challenge, a difficult adventure by following the strong heroine Eve. So,
I mean, the song was cool.
The song was really good.
I distinctly remember the one thing I said in our text chain was, like this music.
Yeah.
But I said that a lot. I say that a lot in general.
He does say that a lot in general. Yeah. But the music was good. But that's this just isn't for me. But
yeah.
Hey, if it's for you, it's there.
Do you like thick girls? Do you like Souls? Like Dark Souls? And also regular Souls?
Right.
Just Souls in general. The Soul movie by Pixar. I hear that was a good one. If you like any of those things, this may be for you. Only if you like thick things, thick anime girls though. If you don't like that, but you like everything else, I'm sorry. This game, don't get this game. If you're like, ooh, thick girls, gross, you won't be able to take this game. Please stop me, Jake. Just go to the next one.
But if you think thick girls, yes, then you might like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Nope.
Which is a fantasy world created
Tiny
by
Tina.
Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina, just to give you context, everyone forgive him. FBI forgive him. He doesn't know who Tiny Tina is. He does not play Borderlands. Tiny Tina is known for being a 12-year-old girl in the world of Borderlands. So
you're telling me she's tiny?
Yeah.
Dang, I guess I should have gotten that.
Yeah, you should have. It's bad touch to refer to a 12-year-old as thick. So.
Yeah.
So.
That's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's frowned upon here. We don't.
So,
the opinions
Tiny
of Jake.
Tina's Wonderland is a fantasy version of Borderlands, basically.
Yeah.
To really sum it up and just cram a title to it. We saw this at Game Awards this year. I got our first look and kind of heard about it.
Was it Game Awards?
They showed off a new trailer here.
Was that Game Awards or was that E3?
No.
It was E3.
Yeah.
Because I remember I watched that. I was at Jeremy's house when we watched. Yeah.
All I know is Jeff Keighley was there. He said, "Hey, look at this thing," and I looked at it. You know what I mean?
Oh, power! Thank you. Anyway.
I stared at it for a good 3 seconds, too.
Yeah. Thanks. So, do you want me to elaborate on Tiny Tina's? Because I know a little bit more about it as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh shoot, behind us. So basically, Tiny Tina's, like Jake said, it's a fantasy Borderlands, but it's going to be different in a few key ways. For example, instead of playing from pre-built vault hunters, as they're called in Borderlands, you actually create your character, and so that means like they're trying to make it very D&D, at least in terms of inspiration, to where you can be an orc if you want to, probably an elf, stuff like that. There will be, according to this article that I read that talked about character creation, they mentioned that the loot will be various melee weapons and guns. So that's good. But it sounds like there's going to be swords. So Jake, there you go. Even if there are no bows, you got swords.
But I was told there were bows.
There probably are, but I don't remember bows. But you know, if like everyone was saying bows
either, but all the kids were like, Jake, there's a bow in it. And
yeah.
I was like, what's it?
I don't remember it, but Well,
Look,
I trust our
Have
kids.
the kids have never led me astray. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think we should stop talking about kids.
There's an odd amount of kid talk.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Kid Talk.
Nope.
Total kid.
Movie at Chortle Kids. That's fine. All right, moving on. They showed a new trailer for Forspoken, a game I am very excited about, especially now after all this talk about it. This is a game where you play as a girl, Frey Holland. She is mysteriously taken from New York City and finds herself imprisoned in this beautiful and terrible country, Athia, maybe. She's wearing a magical
I think it's
sentient...
Athia because the original name was Project Athia, wasn't it?
Yes.
I believe that's right. Thank you. Lol, I really don't know. Jake, I was trying to help Kaylin. Don't hurt me. I don't know what I did.
Vortex, you led us astray. He's talking about the bow thing.
About the bows? Oh.
Literally, the one time one of our kids has led us astray.
So,
Wearing a magical sentient bracelet, Frey's new cynical friend Cuff, that's hilarious, I didn't catch that was his name, assists her in navigating Athia's vast terrain. Frey will fight terrible monsters confronting the mighty Tantos and discover truths that will awaken something much greater inside in his quest for a path home. So, that was a horrible description, but all you need to know is this game is if Doctor Strange moved like Spider-Man, that's what this game would be.
So I think that was a pretty good description based on the story trailer that we got, the story aspect of the trailer, because one, and just to put the good aspect of what I thought of this game on the front, the movement and the gameplay looks super slick. I was very impressed. But it looks like a really bad, like from a story standpoint, it looks like a really bad YA novel movie adaptation.
It looks like Life is Strange.
It looked like, you know that movie with Oprah Winfrey and Mindy Kaling and those kid actors that no one cared about? A Twist in Time, whatever that movie was called, where Oprah was like a giant or whatever, and that one actress was a plant. I don't freaking know. It looked like that.
I'm not a fan.
I can't believe that you guys aren't a fan.
It's
shocked to hear this.
Well,
it looks so good to
me. The gameplay looks really good, but
yes.
I have zero interest in the story.
The way I put it is that this game would be really fun to play with my TV on mute.
Yes. The entire trailer, I was just thinking, wow, if I muted this, it would be amazing.
Yeah, because and again, we're not saying this looks bad. We're saying this looks great. It sounds bad. But the entire time it was just like wide-eyed, bushy tail, like full of magic and whimsy, where the character was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked with where I am. And they just kept talking their thoughts,
Yeah.
And that sometimes that's necessary. And I'm sure as the game progresses, that becomes less so. Intel on me. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're about it, Steven, but I don't think that they would take the story that way. I feel like she plays it up way too much in the trailer.
Yeah, that's
because there was multiple instances where they were showing time had passed and she had more powers and she was still saying things.
And
wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, not to hate on it or anything, but it just
no.
It just very much felt like too much of a character being dropped in a fantasy world, and every single line out of her felt like the first line that she spoke in this fantasy world.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Gameplay looks great.
Which, I mean, a whimsical world, sure. Be, and finding new powers, but maybe it's just the voice acting. Maybe it's just flat. I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not gonna judge. I've seen a trailer.
But leave it to me to be talking about the PlayStation Showcase and me saying in Far Cry 3. So in Far Cry 3, they handle that really well because for the first hour or so of gameplay, Jason Brody is like, I've never killed a man. I'm a spoiled, rich, white kid. What is going on? Just a constant state of being out of his element. But they do a good job of developing him to where he actually embraces the killing, and he completely changes. to where it's a great development of his character. But if the whole game was Jason being like, "Ah, I killed a man," then it'd be like, this is terrible. We don't know because the game literally did it even get a release date?
This game?
Yes, Forspoken.
It's just spring 2022 right
now. So it's coming soon. So maybe they handle it in that similar way, but what they showed us in the trailer, I'm not dissing the game, I'm dissing the presentation in the trailer. It was too much whimsy. It was too much of, wow, this is so crazy. I'm in a fantasy world. I never would have thought that things don't work the way they do in reality. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop dwelling. But I hope that makes sense.
Still looks interesting enough that
it does.
I will watch another video.
Absolutely. But I need to see how the story and the character progress.
I'd watch another trailer. Yeah, I get that. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
And
I don't want to sound nitpicky. It's not me saying.
The fights look awesome.
They do. Like, it looks like a true next-gen...
And the actual gameplay looks very fluid and dynamic. Like, you actually have to...
Yeah, the traversal looks nuts.
So. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But...
So I can't fault them for that, just the story itself.
It's just the aspect of, like, I hope that they don't do this. But it seems like that's what they're doing. That's all.
Yeah, I get that. And I kind of agree. I mean, for me, I've seen how it plays or from these trailers, and that's all I need.
Oh yeah, sometimes that's enough.
Just the gameplay.
I put like 20 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I wanted to mute the game, just because I needed a game to play. I enjoyed aspects of the gameplay, but then I was like, oh cool, Deathloop is coming out like in an hour and a half. I'm deleting this game, and I'm never downloading it again. So that's understandable. Sometimes gameplay is enough, and that's okay. I hope that they can strive for more than just being that game that plays really smoothly. I hope for that for them.
I think they hope for that for you.
That was very confusing.
Yeah. Then we saw more of Rainbow Six Extraction. Got a new trailer coming out January 2022.
Why did they show that?
That theme will continue, Steven. That is the first game that I asked that question.
Well,
but moving on.
Honestly, you could probably make a case for a lot of these, like even for like Guardians of the Galaxy, because Marvel and Sony seem to be like really playing it up with each other. But like Rainbow Six Extraction, that's just weird. It's like not even coming out till January. They didn't even show anything. Like it was just a trailer.
Yeah, it was nothing new.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen, and that's my frustration with it. I mean, it was a new trailer, right? But it's a game we've seen. We're not getting really. I don't know. Maybe if I was just like insanely hyped for it, I would have been like. Yeah.
Well, I would argue that because this just popped in my head, it was probably for the opposite reason, because the only place that we've really seen Rainbow Six Extraction talked about is at the Ubisoft conference. So I guess maybe this was them coming out into the public, like the main show, I guess, to where they're in the big leagues, where it's like, oh, hey, this is a game that's coming out. So the people that only follow the first parties, they were able to see it, I guess.
Right.
But still, it didn't show much. Like, I feel like it did a worse job at introducing what to expect from this game than they did at Uplay Live or whatever they called it, which, of course, they gave it way more time. But I don't know. I'm still going to buy this game, and I don't want to still buy this game, but I'm still going to do it because I have a problem.
Well, aren't you on Ubisoft Plus Play or whatever?
I stopped my my subscription. I'm gonna re-engage it probably next month so I can try Far Cry 6 and bitch about it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Did I mention that I'm not on my meds?
You did last.
Cool.
Night, yeah.
So I know I said I wasn't gonna use that as a hey, forgive me because I'm not medicated. But I'm gonna do that this one time. Hey, forgive me for my behavior. I'm not medicated.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
But yeah, I'm gonna try Far Cry 6. I'm probably gonna hate it, and then I'm gonna stop my subscription again, and probably reinstate it when.
There's not enough on there right now.
And maybe I'll even wait till December, because like that way I only have to pay for like a month, because I'm gonna try Extraction first on Uplay Plus before I lock it down with a full purchase.
I'll try it with you.
Hell yeah. All right. Actually, I'm probably going to just keep the Uplay Plus version because it's probably going to be crossplay, and that seems like it'd be better to play on PC than on console.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. That's a date.
Aw.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's next, Jake? What?
All right.
What's the next game?
The next thing, Steven, is Alan Wake Remastered.
Woo!
Steven, you're a big Alan Wake fan.
I am.
How excited are you?
It
about
literally
this?
does not affect me whatsoever because I played Alan Wake because I have lived a good life. But I'm excited because that is a game that needs to be played by a lot of people. It is such an interesting story. It's written super well. It's got such weird, awesome concepts. The gameplay is surprisingly entertaining. And I say surprisingly because a game with such a focus on narrative. Well, a game that's focused so much on narrative, you wouldn't expect the gameplay to be as engaging as it is, especially when it's very gimmicky.
Right.
But it's just one of those games that is a cult classic, and I'm glad to see it hitting the mainstream more because it was an Xbox exclusive. This is the first time it's actually hit PlayStations. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure that the first one was Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good news because, you know, Remedy is working with Sony now with games like Control and, well, they're not, that's right, they're not exclusive. But they used to be exclusive, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited. More places for people to play that game. It's so underrated. Give it a shot. Definitely.
Give it a shot, definitely.
Definitely.
Then another one, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Next.
Next, yeah.
There's literally nothing to say. I didn't even know that hadn't happened
There's
yet.
zero reason
Well,
why
so
anybody
the only
should be excited about it.
funny thing about it to me that this is all I want to say
You're good, man. Go
is
ahead.
they came on to say that it was getting delayed from coming out.
I didn't even know that it was coming.
It was, Steven, do you not remember in the first state of play, the very first one that we had, the PS5 wasn't even out yet. This was the one that they showed all the games for PS5. They opened the show with Grand Theft Auto 5 and said this will be coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And it was just this. It was this.
That was, I remember that, and I blocked it because it was so cringe, because that is the least self-aware thing you could possibly do when talking about next-gen games.
Right.
It's essentially the new Skyrim.
Yep. Yeah, that sucks.
Yes,
That's cringe.
Essentially. So anyway, I thought that was funny. If you are somebody who cares about that game and plays that game, the deal where I think it's every month you can log in and get $1 million or something.
Yeah.
That will continue until the game comes out on PS5. So if you've been doing that consistently and want to continue to do it, you're going to be able to. So, where were we going? What was next? Oh, Tokyo Ghostwire.
Yes, Ghostwire Tokyo.
This person has their titles backwards.
I'm pretty sure it's Ghostwire Tokyo.
It is. It's Ghostwire Tokyo. But
Okay.
for whatever reason, whoever wrote this article put the headline for this one as Tokyo Ghostwire, so that's dumb. Ghostwire Tokyo has a release date. It's going to be, I guess it's just a release window. It doesn't say. It just says spring of 2022. I feel like I heard later that it was March. but
That seems
was
like a March
something-
release.
It seemed. I feel like they announced that like completely separately.
They probably
Like,
did,
it
because
was a
this
weird-
had a lot of post-show information.
Yeah. I feel like that was a post-show thing, and it was kind of weird that it was not. It was weird that they said it in the post-show, but not in the main show. But
Yeah.
we got some new a new look at that game. Basically, the premise is Tokyo is invaded by terrible magical monsters, which are unleashed.
I assume
by
that
a
you're
violent
still kind of
magician.
iffy on it, right?
The more I see it, the more I'm just like, you know what? This ain't it. This ain't for me, fam.
So,
I'm kind of the same opinion, Jake, to be honest.
So the only reason I'm like, let's go, is because I love that concept so much that they really have to screw up with the gameplay for me to not be interested. Because modern mythology, like taking mythology into modern setting in any form is really cool to me. And Japan is just rich with so many cool like yokai and all that kind of stuff that I'm excited to see more. I'm not a 100% day one, but I don't hate the gameplay. It was kind of disappointing.
I want to see longer segments of gameplay.
I want to know like the gameplay around. Yeah, I want to know what systems go into the combat and all that kind of stuff, not just dude doing Naruto hand signs.
Crazy jutsu.
But I'm still interested because I love the premise so much.
I can see that. I mean, like, when I see more gameplay, I think I'd make a more informed decision. But
so you'd say it's a C tier or a B tier?
C.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm willing to be proven wrong on that one, but I
understand anyone's skepticism, but for me, it's just they've got me hooked.
It's kind of along Forspoken's lines as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
If the story's like there, then it is.
But the lady.
I hope something's not lost in translation.
That lady at E3, she presented it. You're not gonna buy her game. You know, the one who's it's spooky. That chick.
Well, so I'll tell you, Steven, I'll be real with you. One of the reasons I'm also kind of like not so sure about this game anymore is she's not with the studio anymore.
Oh yeah, she left a long time ago. So maybe the game's not spooky anymore.
No, I don't think the game's spooky anymore. It's very obvious to me that it's not. That it's way past the spooky stage.
Because this cute little Japanese woman isn't involved with the game anymore. It's not spooky anymore.
It's no longer spooky. The spook has left the building. But yeah, still wait and see on that one. We saw more Guardians of the Galaxy. We got their
All right, I'll take it from here.
Okay.
No, seriously, go ahead. I will chime in though.
I was just gonna say, to me, you know, I feel like I've seen enough of Guardians at this point for me, but this wasn't necessarily even a new trailer for like this trailer has been circulating the internet for at least a day or two before this showcase, so it wasn't like oh look, new trailer kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was okay. It was okay.
I really like this trailer because even though it's kind of like, for me, when they announced this game, I was like, yes, I'm getting this, because it really feels like one of those games where they were just like, we're gonna make Steven this game. This is our present to him. This is our gift to him for all the nerfs that have happened in Division 2, in Ghost of Tsushima. This is his gift. And I'm so excited. I've always been excited because I love Star-Lord. He's my favorite Marvel character. I love the Guardians as a team. I love music in games and movies and everything. I love when there's an emphasis put to that. And so I've been sold day one. And it was nice to see more about the story, because the more I see from this, the more it's like, man, they are just unapologetically going comic book with this. Because you got the Church of Universal Truth, which played a big deal in the post-Annihilation Conquest Guardians run. You've got freaking Cosmo, the Russian space dog, the golden retriever that was sent to space, got lost, went on his own adventures, got telepathy and telekinesis, and is a security guard for nowhere. Like, you got that kind of stuff, and that's exciting.
All I'll say, Steven, is that Disney Infinity did it first. Okay, that's all I'm here to tell you.
Did what first?
Cosmo the dog. He was in.
Well, actually, Marvel Heroes did it before Disney Infinity did, and that game was good, but it got shut down. So.
Well, so was Disney Infinity.
Oh no! Is Cosmo the kiss of death?
Maybe. I mean, it could be. It's
man,
just the way it goes.
But I love the glimpses into the story that we're getting. Like, we see Drax with his family. We see Peter with his mom. So that we're gonna be diving in, probably not into like origin, but it was probably something of like them being shown their past or offered, like, you could have all of this, or, you know, that whole plot point, whatever.
Right.
But I like that we're seeing that.
Trope.
Yes. I like that we're seeing that, and I like that Drax is involved in that, because we need more Drax.
Right.
We need him doing things. But the part that I took away from this trailer the most, there's a song that's playing in the background that is just this 80s rock song. And I had learned about this before this trailer through an article that they posted, or like a dev blog or whatever. But this was finally getting to see the payoff. In this adaptation of Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord did not get his name from his mom. Because, you know, in the movie, it's like, oh, you're my little Star-Lord, so it's like the pet name that his mom gave him. In this game, Peter Quill, his favorite band in the 80s, because he's an 80s kid, is the Star-Lords. And it's just this 80s heavy rock band that they've created for this game. Like, the guy who did the music for the game created an 80s rock band, did an entire album worth of music, and that's going to be in the game. And they released the first song called Space Rider with No Name, I think is what it's called. I posted it to the Sound Lounge. It's fantastic. It's cheesy. It's fun. I hear it and I'm just like, man, I cannot wait to be shooting people with my element gun to this song. It's just such a weird thing to do that I love because it highlights the emphasis that the Guardians put on in recent years, music. Because it's them taking a really creative idea where it's like, in the movies, you've got the awesome mix. That's a great idea, but what if we just change it to where we make our own music? Because good music can make moments in games. It really can. And so if you got the fun gameplay along with the soundtrack, of which is largely original music meant for the characters, that's just super cool, man. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped for it. That's one that I'm going to have to do a like first impression stream of that one like I did with Spider-Man. And I guarantee you it's going to... If this game doesn't suck, like if they just dropped the ball completely, I'm gonna be giddy when I play this game. I guarantee it.
It might go. I'm gonna be giddy. I guarantee it.
Yeah. So Vortex, to elaborate on your question, he said so that's why the Star-Lords is the main music in the game because Quill listens to music a bunch. So there is going to be other music in the game, but the Star-Lords will be a heavy feature in the music. And there's a move called the Team Huddle, which is where you group up the Guardians and you're just like, you literally do like an inspirational speech where you're like, all right, come on, let's get back in there. Let's get in the game. And it's like your ultimate mode. But when you do that, apparently you also pick a song. So you get to come out of the group huddle with a song playing so you guys can beat people up to your playlist. Like, that's so cool. Like, it's just going to be so fun. You seriously, watch the trailer. If any of you guys haven't seen it, watch that trailer, because if you walk away from that trailer thinking like, I didn't like that, then this game isn't for you. But I have a hard time believing that anyone would walk away from that, at least not thinking at least that this is going to be a fun time, even to just watch.
Jeremy, how'd you come off?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Boo!
Boo.
Boo on you.
I don't care.
Again, with the theme of games that just didn't need to be talked about, Blood Hunt for Vampire the Masquerade. It's, as I understand it, it's a vampire
That's the
battle
VR,
royale.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be free to play.
Maybe you know the answer to this, but isn't there
please.
like a Vampire the Masquerade RPG that's been in development hell for like 10 years that still hasn't come out?
I don't know that it's called that, but it's something very similar. Like
I think it's
stupidly close to what you're saying.
Well, it's been an RPG that people have been hyping up for a really long time, and I just don't know what came of it. And it's kind of ridiculous because if Blood Hunt is connected to that game, that's kind of ridiculous that they made a spin-off and released it before they could even release the game. You know, that's kind. I'm just surprised that we haven't heard anything else from that game, or if it's canceled or what.
Well, see, I kind of feel like they're one and the same. If it's what I'm thinking of, but I really don't know.
Okay.
I'm speaking out of turn there. So, all right, moving on from there, we got another look at Deathloop. Just a quick little
Which I'll be
trailer.
playing in an hour and 17 minutes, and I will be streaming it. Jake, you're welcome to join me if you would like.
I might do that. I want to see if. I assume you don't want me to show up as Juliana.
You can show up as long as you don't kill me. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be because I deserved it. So maybe you will kill me.
Wow, what a quote! What a quote! All right, somebody just put
that on a plaque. Send it to our PO box that we don't have. And I'll have in my estate, in my will, I'll be like, just put this on my headstone, and it'll be a plaque that says, if I'm gonna die, It's because I deserve it. Steven, 2021.
Because I deserved it. Yes, great. Yeah, so very exciting about Deathloop. Very excited to play that. A kids Ninja exhibit, Minzia exhibit. This is celebrating 21 years of Radiohead's Kid A, or Kid Amnesiac?
Amnesia.
Upside down. Yeah. Digital analog world was constructed using artwork and sounds. It's going to release in November of 2021. I don't remember this from the showcase.
I remember seeing, because I was talking to Not in the Gulag, that's Watson. I was talking to him in the general voice chat in Discord, which, by the way, I do that. If you ever want to hear my initial thoughts, sometimes Jake joins me, sometimes Jeremy joins me. When there's a smaller press like this, I will usually hop in the voice chat in our Discord, and I'll watch and react. And so Watson was joining me. I think we were talking during this one, but I just remember being like, from Epic Games and Radiohead, and I was like, what? That's super weird. Very, very different thing going on there. Then we got Chia, I think is what some people have been calling it, Chia. I'm gonna need more because I don't remember that by name.
It's the game where you're this girl on an island and you have the ability to take over any animal and apparently object. I don't remember her turning into an object.
Is it co-op?
I don't believe so.
If it was, I would buy it and I would just be a rock the whole time.
Okay.
You're just flying in the skies and I'm just like, psh, I'm a rock. Just rolling down a hill. That's what I would do. It looked cute though. It looked fun.
Yeah, it looked kind of fun. I'm curious. I want to see more of it, obviously, just because I just don't know how it's gonna play. It looked like a lot of games that we've seen already.
Yeah.
Like ABBA is one that comes to mind, which is like it's just a very similar premise of like you're a girl on an island, trying to do stuff.
There's a lot of girls getting caught on islands. What's going on?
Look, hey, don't ask me. I have no idea. So
sometimes they have boats. Sometimes it's an allegory for depression. I think. Like, wasn't that a thing with one of them?
I don't remember that, but okay.
Which one was it? I don't remember. There was one.
Anyway, girls on islands and boats. That's a theme happening. So, and depression. But anyway, that looked really fun. When she at first I was like, I'm not feeling this, but then when she turned into she dove into a bird or something, I was like, oh, they got me back in. I'm in. What are we doing here? What is this? So anyway, very exciting. Hope that one turns out to be good. Then we got the collection of Uncharted Legacy of Thieves. This is a collection of Uncharted 4 and Uncharted 4 Lost Legacy coming to PS5 and PC.
That's the story really with this one, is that PC players are finally going to get to play one of the greatest games of all time, which is Uncharted 4.
Yeah, very nice to see that Sony's continuing to play nice with PC, and so that's really where I think Steven, you and Brody kind of called this like that was
the pre-show.
That was the pre-show.
Yeah.
And then now is where we're about to get into the real meat of the show. Jim Ryan, I think, is who it was that came back out at this point and kind of had a few words, and then they started talking about the PlayStation Studios, what they've been working on. And it started off.
Oh my god!
With the gods of video game making right now, Insomniac.
I'm sorry.
I assume you're not laughing about.
No, I'm not. Apply it, Jeremy. Put it on. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
Jeremy just applied a challenge card, and it didn't say that he had, but I went hover over it, and it's called "I'll Kick Some," and it says your weapons have 3 times as much recoil. So we're about to struggle with it. Okay, continue. Yeah. That was it. That was why I was laughing.
All right, very nice. We got the first look at Insomniac's Wolverine.
Oh my god!
Completely out of nowhere, we got a first look at Wolverine. So
that was one of those that it was pretty obvious once the trailer started what it was, but it was one of those things where it was like, there's no way.
I want to see this play out.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking there's no way this is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like when they showed his hands, I thought I saw the scars, and I was like, Wolverine.
Well, to me, it was like the moment that it kicked for me, and I was just like, like I was in denial, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Was when it showed the shot from the bar facing outward, because it was basically the same shot as X-Men First Class when he dropped the F-bomb. And I saw that and I was like, come on, there's no freaking way. And sure enough, they did it. Those SOBs did it.
They did it. But yeah, so we just got a quick cinematic trailer. No real information beyond that. Very exciting. Very curious to see what they're going to do with this, how it's going to play.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. First question, just so you guys can get in the mindset of this game. When do you think it's coming out? Because we know that the other Insomniac game that we're about to talk about in a little bit got a 2023. So do you think this is going to be after that or somehow before?
Oh, it's after. It's for sure after.
Okay.
They in interviews after the show.
Yeah.
That would be generous. Yeah. After the showcase, they had an interview talking about, and it was basically, I know Steven last night or a few nights ago, you and I were kind of talking about like, or my question was like, why, like, don't get me wrong, I'm so excited that Wolverine's coming, but why Wolverine? Like that just seems like a weird jump to me.
Yeah.
But they spoke in an interview about how that their team has been very excited about. Or they're like all big fans of Wolverine, and like as they've been talking to Marvel of like what could we do next, Wolverine has always been at the top of that list.
It makes sense because Wolverine is one of the few Marvel characters that had a good movie tie-in game.
Right.
Because like I feel like X-Men Origins Wolverine, a lot of people consider that game better than the film.
Right.
Which that's a low bar.
I remember you saying that last night, but yeah. Anyway, they talked about that, and then they said it is very early in development.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if it's very early and Spider-Man
they
already has a date, then yeah, that we'd be lucky to get it sooner. If we got it sooner, then
I can guarantee the character model that they used in the video is not going to be the one that they used.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, no.
So
it'll be a costume though. Right?
Question number 2.
Yeah, probably a costume.
And we talked about this a little bit when we streamed Orcs Must Die. Question number 2 though, who's voicing him?
That's the question.
Like
we don't know that
who
yet.
should voice him? I know who I think. We've talked about it. But I think it should be Steve Blum. He is Wolverine. Like he is the voice of Wolverine as much as Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. It has to be him. He's like what Nolan North is to Deadpool.
Yeah.
But if they didn't get Steve Blum, who do you think would be a good backup?
Hear that?
Ooh.
And you don't have to say the actor's name, but like if you think of a character, voice, performance that would fit.
I feel like Christopher Judge. I know he's done a lot right now. That's really why he's just hot on my mind.
Yeah.
But he's obviously the voice of Kratos. He's the voice of T'Challa.
Can you imagine
I feel like
a Wolverine with a sultry voice?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I want to recommend him.
Yeah, it's different.
His Kratos is so distinct. We all know that when Kratos is talking. But his T'Challa is completely different than that. Like if I didn't know that was him, I would have never guessed.
He's got more range than he's been let show, and so I think that it'd be interesting to have him in the role. But it almost feels like it has to be.
That may be direction too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because, and I guess that can transition to the next question of rated T or rated M.
I feel like it's got to be M, but
M.
I don't know.
It has to be, right? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
That a Wolverine game is not going to be.
Because Spider-Man, to me, the reason Spider-Man worked so well, obviously one of the reasons, because it is one of those games that I would say is, if I was to give games a 10 out of 10, Spider-Man would be on that list of 10 out of 10 games, and I would not give many that rating.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it just did what it was seeking to do perfectly. And that was adapt the epitome of Peter Parker. Like this is the quintessential Peter Parker Spider-Man experience, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
So the question there, I guess, is like, do you think they're going to try to do that, or they're going to try to reinvent the wheel with Wolverine? Like, is this going to be very, like, a just true die-hard adaptation of Logan, or is it going to be something different? Like how do you think it's going to play, stuff like that? And we're probably dwelling on this too long, but I feel like this is one that everyone in the chat was really excited about, so I thought the discussion would be interesting.
I think they're gonna try to be true to the character, but also give him a modern spin and a modern take.
Yeah.
And basically what I mean by that is just they're gonna make him play where he feels good, not necessarily worrying about, you know, needing what other people have done with the character. Does that make sense? So, like, I know you're talking about Wolverine Origins or whatever. I'm sure that will have some influence, but I doubt it's going to be as strong.
Yeah. So next question.
Okay.
Do you think that you'll be able to call up...
Do you want Jeremy to answer?
This was not a legitimate question. Jeremy, did you have any thoughts on that?
No, that's fine. Go ahead, man.
No. This was a joke question, and now the joke is ruined. But
no,
do you think that a gameplay mechanic is that you'll be able to call up Colossus like you can call up Cousin Roman in Grand Theft Auto 4 and have him come to where you are and, like, fastball special you into a group of enemies? Because, like, that's the Wolverine move.
I hope so.
He just literally pulls up in a car, Saints Row style, just hops out, throws you, and leaves.
Oh, yeah. I'd love it.
That'd be hilarious.
It's honestly hard to put gameplay on him.
Yeah.
But I would say more of a... I mean, it's Insomniac. They have the recipe down for Spider-Man, and I imagine that they are going to kind of apply it somewhat to Wolverine, but obviously put his twist on it.
Yeah. My thought, like,
maybe a modifier for, like, rage or something?
Yeah. Obviously,
So
like, the more you kill people, the better you kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thought, just, like, overall, like, top-level thoughts on gameplay was, and I don't know if this is a good example, but Metal Gear Solid, like, Snake Eater, I guess. Oh, there's Cash over here, pinged. To where you've got, like, you're doing missions and it's open world, but also there's survival aspects to it, to where there's stealth. Was there crafting in Snake Eater? I don't know. Like, you know, stuff like that, to where it's gritty, like it's not in the city.
Yeah.
That was literally, like, my first impression was like, that might be cool. To the right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, see, to me, what I think is one of the big things about a Spider-Man game is the swinging, right? Like, if you can nail the swinging, then you're good. I don't feel like that's going to be the criteria with Wolverine. I feel like that's going to be more in the combat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I
focus for sure.
If I can't cut up a guy with my claws until he is just a pile of blood, then they failed. Like, there needs to be, like, Killing Floor 2 levels of gore, where if you know, in Killing Floor 2, where if you shoot someone in the leg, their leg flies off. If you shoot a dead corpse in the head, their head falls off. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I want to go up to the corpses that I've killed, and I just want to be able to spell Wolverine in their chest with my claws.
I don't see Insomniac doing that.
No. No.
They'll find a compromise or something to it.
Yeah. It'll
be robots or something that you fight.
I mean, they were considered... yeah, that'd be hilarious. They've been considered a big deal since before Spider-Man. Not to me. I knew that they were, like, highly appreciated, whatever you want to say, like, highly revered. But to me, Spider-Man was the first game of theirs that I really played. But just from that one game, I feel like I can walk away from it being like, oh yeah, I trust them. I trust them to adapt a Marvel character. So I've got no worries about it. I'm just very curious to see what direction they take it.
That's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what they're gonna do with this character, but I have every faith in them doing a good job, because they have come out swinging with PS5. I mean, they had the Spider-Man remaster or director's cut, whatever they called it. They had Miles Morales, which granted is a smaller game, but still a quality game.
It was a quality $40 game.
Then we had Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, which is an amazing quality of game. And then now here they're popping out Wolverine, and they're about and Spider-Man 2, which we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
So they're just I want to know what kind of crack they're smoking, or what are they doing down there, because I don't know how they're doing this so
I
quickly
really think
and so well.
I really think that they've gotten a lot of first-party support. Like Sony, I think they're the golden boy right now over at Sony, and they're getting the resources they need.
Oh yeah, they have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, with as much as they're, it's got to be.
And
but-
Vortex, to answer your question before we move on, because I feel like I've delayed us enough, both. There's going to be costumes. It's a comic book game. You got to have costumes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, there will be.
I just hope that one of those costumes is the Weapon X costume, where it's just him in like his underwear with like the helmet on when he was escaping, so that I can run around his underwear Wolverine with the VR helmet on and just cutting people to bits. I'm done. We can move on. What's next?
Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right, so then we got a short break between Amazing Insomniac games. They talked about Gran Turismo 7. I literally don't care, but
I
if
mean,
you're
it
into
looked
that,
really
great.
interesting for racing games. That's not for me.
Sure.
But Jeremy, do you play racing games?
I do, but I haven't played Gran Turismo in a long time.
Okay. Did you watch that trailer?
It looks looks good. I mean, they very rarely will you find a bad looking Gran Turismo game.
Right. So
Visually appealing. It just it's kind of the same thing every
Yeah.
release, but they're promising a bunch of new stuff, but
that was going to be my question.
I don't see it.
What is that, like, just from the trailer, because that's what we have to work off of. Based on other racing games, what does this game look to be promising or look to be doing that's different?
They're the actual like physics of the game.
Okay.
Like Forza, Need for Speed, they all have different like driving physics. The way the car actually like handles.
Yeah.
And Gran Turismo has always done it like top tier.
Yeah, super realistic. I played one Gran Turismo game back on the original PlayStation, and that was what I remembered about it.
I played like 1 through 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so even my dad played on like PS1 when we had it.
Yeah, I think 2, was that on PlayStation 1?
Yes, Gran
Yeah,
Turismo 1 and 2, I think.
That's the one I had, because it was like the 4-disc set for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why I had it.
Cars.
I'm gonna take that med kit.
So yeah, it looks good, but like
Yeah, it's a racing game. Yeah.
I'm past that
Yeah.
phase of spending time doing that. So
Yeah.
just me, but it looks awesome. If you're into racing, definitely check it out.
I feel like that's a genre that doesn't hit like your typical gamers, but it's a really poppin' genre.
There's
right
a big
now.
following for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch a guy that all he plays is racing games. Like he is sponsored by G-Tech and like has the steering wheel and everything, like a $20,000 steering wheel like to his PC, and he plays Gran Turismo and Indy cars and all that. So
that genre seems like it's just a really good time to be a fan of that genre, but I'm not and never will be a fan of that genre until I probably am a middle-aged man.
I have a couple of drift games that I play on PC, but not very often.
Yeah.
But I like drifting more than racing, so that's
Man, you can do that in Mario Kart though. And with that you can like kill people with shells.
Yeah, but dude, getting
Killing
like an
people
inch
with
away from a
shells,
guy's
Jeremy.
door at like 90 miles an hour, it's really fun.
Okay.
Anyway, that was more than I thought we'd talk about that.
Sorry.
Then they announced Spider-Man 2. They showed Miles and Peter whooping some
Peter was in the
ass.
Iron Spider, interestingly enough.
Peter was in the Iron... Well, see, he wasn't in the Iron Spider, but he had the Iron Spider ability, which was interesting.
So which, I mean, makes it the Iron Spider, because it's iron legs that, you know, makes him, right? Are they? Do you think they're really going to try to pass off that suit as not the Iron Spider?
I mean, it doesn't look like the Iron Spider suit, though. You know what I mean? It looked like, and it was an update to his suit in the first game.
So do you think
But
that was them just kind of saying, much like with the first game, how you could apply abilities to suits, that's just kind of what they were doing there?
I feel like it's going to be more than that because they showed it in this trailer. But I don't know. This is we're really getting into some semantics here, but
Right.
I don't know.
I just thought that was an interesting thing to include in the announcement trailer. That just seemed like they were drawing attention to it.
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like they had to do something to make sure people remember, or to make sure people knew Spider-Man had more going for him than just the basic what can a spider do kit. Because after playing as Miles, I was just like, ooh, with all these Venom abilities, I don't know how I'm gonna go back to just throwing gadgets around.
I enjoyed Peter more than Miles. But that is a good point.
I think
you raise a good point, because visually, it's not as interesting as a different type of web.
Yeah.
Or visually, it's more interesting than a different type of web. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But anyway, show them whooping ass. We hear who I still stand. I'm still pretty sure it's Kraven.
Oh, it's absolutely Kraven.
Talking. That hasn't been confirmed. No one has confirmed it. No one in the interviews said anything about it. It's still kind of up in the air, but there's no way. There's no way it's not.
It's probably Mysterio, but in this universe, he's Russian.
Maybe, who knows? Anyway, he's talking about how he's looking for a challenger. He's looking for someone to meet, match his abilities or whatever. And he's like, "Will you do it?" And then we hear, "Yes, we will." And then we see Venom. Yeah. So very exciting, very, very cool. Was not expecting to see Venom. Yeah. I was just like, "Oh, cool, Kraven. That's awesome. That's a big villain. That's exciting." We knew Venom was going to be there.
We did. We absolutely did.
We knew it. We knew it.
That was in the post credits of Miles Morales.
It was. We didn't need to see him. You know what I mean? We knew.
Yeah.
We knew. But we saw him.
Yeah.
We got to see him. So anyway,
it would be funny if
2023.
It'd be funny if the first third of the game was adapting like Kraven's Last Hunt, where my understanding of this comic arc is that it's Kraven basically looking for someone to kill him, like looking for to go out in a blaze of glory.
Yes.
It'd be funny if the first third was adapting that story, and then when you're having a showdown with him, Venom just shows up and just eats him.
I mean, you're joking, but I don't know that you're not far off.
He doesn't even know Venom. He's just like, "Ah, yes, Peter Parker, my nemesis," and then Venom just bites his head off just from behind. It's just it. And then the rest of the game is just a Venom game.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it that.
I mean, I hope they don't do Kraven dirty, because he's a great villain. He does not get enough play.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be a really, really cool villain. But anyway, then we got God of War Ragnarok. We got a huge glimpse at that game.
More like
action-packed
Rad Narok, because it was so rad.
Sure.
Rad,
sure.
Because it rocked too.
Okay. Sure, Steven.
Can you tell that I'm padding for time to get us to 11 o'clock?
Is that what you're trying to do?
Not really. I'm just trying to come up with an excuse for being insufferable.
Oh, okay. Gotta look way more than I thought we would.
Yeah, that was surprising.
We see Atreus is a little bit older.
He's got that sass, teenage sass.
He's got that teenage sass. He is kind of frustrated with the mystery that they kind of uncovered at the end of the first game. And wanting to know, what does that mean? Why did his mother hide this from them? And all that jazz. So he's kind of wanting to set off and find all that out. But anyway, and then obviously the name Ragnarok, we all know I mean, if you know anything about Norse mythology, you know what that's headed towards. So
the end times.
The end times. They confirmed in some interviews that this was going to be the conclusion of the Norse mythology part of, or tour, I guess you could call it, of God of War. So that's, again, with it being the title Ragnarok, that makes a lot of sense. I was just a little disappointed, because I really enjoyed the first one, was hoping this would be a trilogy, and who knows, maybe it will be, just the last one will be in a different environment, but but who knows, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Jeremy, we'll have to wait and see. What did you guys think, though?
Excited.
I still haven't played God of Boy.
God, man, you need to.
I have it. I own it, but it really. Why did I waste my money on Assassin's Creed Valhalla when I have God of Boy? Why did I do it?
I'm really confused. Yeah, I don't know why you did it.
I got it for $20, so it was basically I stole from Ubisoft, so I feel good about it. But you know, I didn't even think about that. I'm disappointed in myself.
I am too.
Oh well.
Like I mean, I feel like I've always been a little disappointed in you for different things.
Me too.
That's one.
Me too.
That's one
I feel like
that
that's
really
that's just the vibe.
seals the deal.
Is that I foster disappointment.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'm a little upset right now, to be honest.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I never in a million years thought we would see this much, let alone. I didn't think we'd see anything from God of War. People kept saying like, "Oh, we'll probably get a God of War update." I was like, "There's no way. There's no way in hell we're gonna get that." But we did, and it looks great, and I'm excited. Definitely looks like it's just an improvement upon the game that we have. Obviously, there's going to be a new story and a lot of new stuff happening, but we're going to get to go to all 9 realms this time. Steven, you didn't play the first one, but you don't get to go to all 9 realms.
Wow, why did it even exist?
You know, that's you shouldn't have played it. You didn't.
That's why I got Valhalla, because in Valhalla, you get to go to 2 places.
I was gonna say, can you go to all 9 realms there?
You go to Iceland or Greenland, whichever one is Viking-y, and then you go to England, kind of. All the while, there are assassins in the background who occasionally nod at the main character's brother, and that is how much of an Assassin's Creed game it is. You never become an assassin.
In Valhalla?
In Valhalla. That is correct.
Dang.
It sucks. It has aspects that are good, but it is not a good game. I've already forgotten it.
Wild.
I uninstalled it like 2 days ago. I have already forgotten everything about that game. Although I do have funny stories that I'll share some other time.
Well, that was it for the showcase.
They did talk
that was everything.
like just back on God of War, because I'm just S tier of derailing conversations today. But they talked a lot about God of War, and they seem to be like just kind of showing stuff. You guys were talking about how they've been like they talked about or showed Thor after the show or something.
Yes. Yeah.
They were just like, "Yep, Ragnarok's gonna happen." Like they're being very open about it.
Yeah. I feel like this is probably the next game to come out. Like obviously we've got Horizon is on the horizon, but I feel like God of War is going to be close behind Aloy as the next game to come out. I think of Sony as in threes. Like I feel like they very much do the big 3 thing. That's
a general marketing strategy for game companies, because I remember Microsoft did the big 3 as well, but it was not a big 3. It was like Forza, Tomb Raider, and Halo Infinite, or Halo, whichever one. Guardians.
That is the big 3.
The Halo Guardians.
Yeah. Sony does it like nobody else.
They do it well, is what you're saying.
They do it well. So I don't know where I was going with that. So I feel like God of War is next on that lineup. Yeah. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, especially with how much they're talking about it, and yeah, like you said, they've showed, they basically put out character reveal. I don't know what you call it, concept maybe. Yeah. Character models. They've released those, and everybody's freaking out about Thor because he's Thor from in-game, Fat Thor. So.
But he's actually believably fat and not insultingly fat.
Yes, exactly. That is the core difference. So.
Do you think he'll make fun of depressed people too? I really hope he does.
Do you?
No, I really, really don't. Because I want to like this game.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good look. It's just, and I do like.
It's authentic.
Something I like that they went for something different.
Yeah, because there were a lot of fat Vikings back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
weren't playing Fortnite, but you know,
they could dance.
Yeah, they could dance. I'm excited to see what he does. I hope we get some lightning abilities in the game.
Ooh,
that's what I'm hoping
Vortex
for.
actually just touched on that a little bit. He said they'll probably give us Thor's hammer as a weapon. Just watch. Do you think they'll do that?
Oh my god, I freaking hope they do. The problem is the Leviathan axe serves.
It's kind of Mjolnir.
It's basic. It's Mjolnir and all, but being a hammer. You know, it's the axe version of.
Do you think they'll make the Leviathan's axe or whatever you just called it? I already forgot. Do you think they'll make it to where you can forge it to where the back handle is Mjolnir, so you've got a double-headed serpent's axe hammer? That'd be dope.
That would be really cool. Who knows, man? Who knows what they're gonna do?
Maybe they'll make it to where
I'm
you
just
can use
excited.
them both as helicopter propellers and fly, like Thor. You know?
I mean, I like where your head's at, Steven.
Really?
I like where your head's at. Yeah, I would like to fly as Kratos. Just see what that's all about.
On boy.
I'm Mary Poppins, boy.
We fly.
Oh my god.
Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah. So anyway, very excited about that. That was a great way to end the.
It's a good showcase.
Showcase.
The
I thought it was a good.
the real
I thought it was
showcase
a great
only lasted
showcase
like
overall.
17 minutes, but man, what a 17 minutes it was.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was some good information at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, absolutely.
Again, I liked Forsaken. I was excited to hear more about that. But then, yeah, there was a lot of stuff in between.
Yeah.
What did I say? Forsaken?
Formula asks, do you play Zelda? We happen to have one of the biggest Zelda fans I know in the stream, and it's not Jake.
What's up?
It's not me?
No, I don't know if you know this about Jeremy, but Jeremy is like one of the biggest Zelda fans I've ever met.
I mean, I'm one of the biggest Zelda fans you've ever met.
I have a
Well,
Triforce tattoo I did myself on my right thigh.
How many of the classics have you beaten? Because Jeremy's like played all of them.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I can
yeah.
100% A Link to the Past.
Pretty good.
Just an interesting fact about him. You wouldn't know it unless if it got brought up.
Just a tidbit, yeah.
Jeremy tidbits. To answer your question, Formula, we do I don't know that we've really ever played a Zelda game on stream.
You did a couple times.
I did. I've done a couple things with Breath of the Wild. But that's it. So. Yeah, that's the showcase. So very exciting. Glad they finally came out and just and had something to talk about some of these games, and I can't wait to see more of what they're working on, and what game Insomniac's gonna do next and blow all of our minds.
You know what would be a great game?
Hawkeye.
A Hawkeye game. Look at you read my segue.
I got the segue. I knew exactly where you were headed. So.
I was actually
going
to say Howard the Duck, though. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No.
It works better for the transition.
Yeah. Hawkeye would be a great game.
Hawkeye would be a great game, but you know what? He's better. A TV show.
Hopefully.
We got our first trailer for Hawkeye, the Disney Plus show.
Don't say hopefully, Steven.
I have no doubt.
Steven is very cynical, all right? And especially when it comes to Marvel TV,
I'm very cynical towards Marvel TV. Loki ruined me.
He's a fellow Jeremy. I will support him.
Thank you. I love Jeremy Renner.
I love Jeremy Renner.
I love the character of Hawkeye. I've come around to Kate Bishop a lot. I used to think she was annoying, but surprisingly, Marvel's Avengers has endeared me to Kate Bishop.
Oh God.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm glad this is coming out post Marvel's Avengers because I feel like I wouldn't have liked Kate as much as I do. I mean, just a little we've seen already. I'm on board with what they're doing.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's great. Jeremy Renner's great, but I'm worried that I guess I'm just worried about the tone because Jeremy Renner feels like he's playing straight man a little too much. From the trailer, but we can get to that. Sorry.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my comment on the trailer, and I don't have it in front of me. I can't just like walk through the whole thing. If one of you knows it by memory and wanna give us a run play by play, but the premise is that Jeremy Renner
is in New York City during Christmas.
He is trying to make up for lost time with his family, trying to spend Christmas together with them. Suddenly he sees on the news that his Ronin vigilante has returned, but obviously it's not him. So he's trying to figure out who this is, and turns out it's Kate. So he goes to investigate.
Investigate.
He goes to investigate.
Oh.
Turns out she's a huge fan of Hawkeye, and funny enough is she placed 12th in a national bow competition.
I was robbed.
She's one of the best archers around, she says. So anyway,
I did love that line where she's like, "People call me the best archer in the world," and he's like, "Are you one of those people?"
are you one of those guys? So anyway, but yeah, so then it just kind of antics ensue. He's helping Kate. Who knows what they're doing? Pizza Dog makes a couple appearances.
I'm so excited for Lucky the Pizza Dog. He and Cosmo need a buddy cop spin-off series where Cosmo can talk, but Pizza Dog totally can't. So it's just like Cosmo's like interrogating somebody, and then he's like, "All right, Pizza Dog, it's your turn," and then he just walks up and he barks at him.
But yeah, this is a very Christmassy, heavy thing. And really, if I could lay any complaints at the door, it would be that I don't even say complaints. The show looks very fun, which is a good thing.
Yes, it needs to be fun.
But I'm also just kind of worried it's going to be too much fun and not enough.
Yeah, that's my
I don't
worry.
even know. I don't even know what I'm looking for, Jeremy. But like, because I
needs
don't want it to not be fun, but I want it to be.
It needs a
meaningful,
realistic grit to it because it's based on My Life as a Living Weapon, I think.
Yes.
And that
If there's
is kind
not
of
like
loosely, but
two
yes.
moments, then I'm like, damn. You know, where there's like a deep sense of like tragedy or loss or something.
Right.
To offset that whole tone, then I don't know.
Yeah. And also, please, and this is why I'm saying hopefully, I'm worried that Clint is going to spend the entire show just being upstaged by Kate. And Kate is great, but they have a dynamic to where both of them play a role. And I'm worried that it's just going to be Clint being phased out by Kate and not really given a chance to be a proper send-off. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm worried about that as well, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if you noticed this, Steven, but Hawkeye is wearing hearing aids.
Yeah.
In this one.
That's interesting.
Which, to my knowledge, he has not done that. That is comic book accurate.
That is from My Life as a Weapon. And actually the Avengers game adapted that as well.
Right.
Which is interesting. That's like the quintessential Hawkeye story is My Life as a Weapon.
Right. So here's my question though. Until now, the MCU has not done that. Correct. Okay. Interesting. I'm really curious how they're going to bring that about.
Jeez. Yeah. That is interesting because I'm trying to think of like if any moment in game would have given him hearing loss, but I don't think there was. So
yeah, Can's like he has been through a lot of explosions, and like that's true.
Well, if anyone should have hearing loss, it's Scott Lang, because he was literally at the front door when Thanos nuked Avengers headquarters, and that was my thought. Was like, wait, was that Clint? But no, that was Scott. Right. Because he shrunk.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. That's how he survived. He shrunk.
Yeah. It would have been great if, like, during that battle, whenever people were talking to Clint, he was like, "What?" They're probably going to re-release George Lucas style Avengers Endgame, call it the Clint cut, and the only addition is that they just shot Jeremy Renner going, "What?" But
I just imagine the SNL sketch.
Yeah.
And him just like standing in the middle of that battlefield, just being like, "What? What did you say?"
Although, fun little detail, you know, since I rip on Endgame a lot, I will say a compliment towards it. When T'Challa comes up to him and he's like, "Clint, give me the gauntlet." The last time they met was when they were fighting at the airport, and he goes, "Nice to meet you. I'm Clint, by the way." And Black Panther says the meme line, "I don't care." And so it was like, oh, he remembered his name. That's sweet. That's it. That's the one good thing that Endgame did, everybody.
All right. Any other thoughts on the Hawkeye trailer at this point?
Not really. I'm very excited. I'm very curious what the Steve Rogers musical is all about.
Oh my God! Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
I am so excited. We got like one frame of like what the actual musical looks like, and I need a full soundtrack. I need a full show. I want to see the whole thing.
I'm laying it out there right now. This show will be a failure if they don't do this. Okay. Last scene of the show is Hawkeye and his family and Kate, where they're going to the Steve Rogers musical, and they're like, "Oh, this is a great show," and it goes behind the scenes to show that the director, screenplay writer, and everything is old man Steve Rogers, and that is where he's been this whole time. He's writing his story in musical form.
Oh man, you know, one of the greatest travesties of Falcon Winter Soldier is that we never saw Steve on the moon.
Yeah,
so,
I want to see him with the beret, you know, like the director's hat in the chair, just being a diva.
That would be amazing. Okay, I'm on board.
If they do that, this show is a success. If they don't,
you know,
utter failure. Not
I'm on
crap.
I'm on board. I'm on board with this.
Okay. So that's the podcast then, isn't it?
That's pretty much the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm. Did you just say bye?
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah. Very exciting.
My headset disconnected from my phone.
Oh, did you hear what we were saying about what Hawkeye needs to end with?
No.
Okay. We said that it needs to end with the Hawkeye family, the whole Hawk clan, going to
The Hawk clan.
going to see the Steve Rogers musical, and the last shot is showing that the director, screenplay writer, everything was just old man Steve Rogers, and that's where he's been this whole time after Endgame.
Just directing
his own musical.
No, I don't think I will.
Here's your Tony, sir. No, I don't think I will.
No, I don't think I will.
How dare you say his name? That was.
It took me a minute.
Yeah.
It took me a minute, but I got
he
there.
just has an old man moment where he's like, Tony.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Well, that's been a very different episode of Chortlecast.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We're about 30 minutes out from Steven being able to play.
Are you going to join me?
I probably am going to have to miss out, but this will give you a chance to play through the game and not have to worry about me trying to join your game as Juliana.
That's fantastic.
But hey, maybe Thursday. You know, let's get together and see what that would look like. All right.
Yeah.
That way you can have a little bit of an experience with it without me corrupting it.
I swear. If
I
I'm
would- I
having
mean,
the run of my life
what?
and you come in and I'm not expecting you to kill me and you kill me, even though you told me we were going to be friends, we will no longer be friends.
I'm so excited to just, if we can make it. Here's my first thing. Can we make it work? That's what I want to know. Can we make it work?
I could probably make you, like, even if you can't kill enemies, I could probably use you as a bullet shield if they can't hurt you, to where you just walk into a room and I'm just shooting over your shoulder. We could try that.
Or like I could scout ahead. Like who knows? I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what we can do with that. What mayhem we can get up to it. But I don't want that to impact your first impressions. You know what I mean?
Fair
so
enough.
I think doing it Thursday will be better. Plus that'll give me a chance to play the game as well and get a little familiar. That way we're not just ruining our first.
Well,
our
if
first
either of
experience,
you being Jeremy or Jake, if either of you would like to join me and watch, you feel free. But you know, otherwise it's just gonna be me.
I'm gonna stay up a little while longer, so
Yeah, cool. I won't be alone.
I'll join the chat.
I'll probably join the chat too.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
If I don't fall asleep, if I don't pass out from exhaustion because I'm a new dad. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Chortlecast, the official podcast of Chortle Games. We appreciate you listening and watching. If you liked what you see, you can, of course, subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. That's chortlegames.com. But we also stream on Twitch. That's at ChortleGames on... I'm sorry. That's twitch.tv/Chortle_games on
We had a person
Twitch.
tonight. They commented. I made them laugh.
I know I commented.
No, another
Okay.
person. I made them laugh.
Okay, good.
And then they left.
There you go. That's how it happens on Twitchland. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, both at Chortle Games. We stream to both of those platforms as well, but obviously we don't tweet a lot. But when we do,
really, Brody is.
But when we do,
does Brody use our Twitter anymore? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Pretty sure he does every now and then. So we have a great feed on Twitter. That's all I'll say. We are following the right people to get a lot of really good news really fast. So I don't mind. I don't blame anyone for just who has access to that Twitter popping in just to see what's going on. So
I hate Twitter. I
did too.
I got a notification. Well, you don't have my Twitter. I got a notification back when I was playing Destiny. I'm assuming that this is where this came from, because I've never opened up another Twitter notification, except for this one time. It was a post from Destiny, and ever since, I've only gotten Thoughtbot posts recommended me on Twitter, to where I don't know why I don't just log out of Twitter. In fact, I'm gonna go do that right now so that I stop getting these posts. But I keep getting like these cam girls who happen to play Destiny, I think, posting, and it's just like a tweet you might like, and it's just like, hey, fill my holes, and I don't open the tweet because I'm afraid to. But that's what happens on Twitter. So I'm probably going to go delete my Twitter account, reformat my phone so I can get as far away from that as possible. Man.
I love it.
Get off of Twitter.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all of that, Steven. I didn't realize you were in so much pain, but I appreciate you sharing
it hurts.
About that pain. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for tonight. We will see you back here if you want to see Steven play some Deathloop. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
hey guys.
Oh, and also let us know if you liked this format of the podcast. It was very different.
Yeah.
But let us know if you hated it. We have a Discord. Go there. Let us know there. Bye, guys.
Bye.